Hello my dear friends and welcome to my channel. Get yourself comfortable and prepare for some interesting stories. One of them is a story about a stepdad who decided to pull a very cruel prank on my brother, so watch what happened next. Please subscribe if you haven't and I hope you'll enjoy it. I 20F am an older sister to my little biological brother, 17M, who finished high school last year. My little brother and I are really close. He says I'm the best friend he has, and he loves me more than anyone. Of course this is not true, he has many friends of his own. My brother has been asking our stepdad mother if he could get a new car for his grad party since last year, and he said he'd pay 50-75% with his own hard-earned money. Well, they paid the rest. They said no. I have a car, but I had been working for one, they helped me pay off for it. So my brother's arguments with our parents got heated after a while. One time I told my brother that I'd help him pay off expenses for a good car once I got my own. He hugged me and said I didn't need to worry and that he owed me way more than I owed him. But he continued to press our parents all of last year until they gave in and said yes like they did for me. Note that our stepdad and my brother have a negative relationship for the most part. Our bio mother and stepdad got together soon after our bio dad and mom divorced when we were little. My brother thinks that stepdad and mother were seeing each other before our real parents divorced, and to be honest, I think that might be true. Not certain, though. Anyway, my stepdad, mother and brother compromised and said they'd get him the car in 2021 so that people don't gawk at him at the graduation party. June this year my brother and stepdad mother are still on about the car, now the arguments getting loud and lasting hours until evening. My stepdad was getting into screaming matches with my brother over it, but they reached a final compromise of the car being bought last week. The fated morning comes and my brother wakes up to our stepdad and mom guiding him outside to a car. But not his, our mother's. Stepdad used his and my brother's money on a dumb prank, bought a completely different model of car, and said it was for our mother. Our mom and stepdad just laughed and kissed each other. My brother didn't lose it, he didn't even look angry. He just looked dead in our stepdad's eyes and said, and I'm not joking, verbatim. You might think I'm freaking stupid, you might think whatever. But I'm just better than you, bro. You know that, I know that, and our mom is a freaking idiot for staying with a prick like you. But I'll make you wish you'd never freaking met us. I promise you. You might be laughing now, but you'll be crying later. He then walked off, not even looking back at them as they stared horrified. They asked me what was that about and I, feeling terrible for my brother, said they had it coming and not to be surprised. So now they grounded both of us. I've had to explain the situation to my friends as I can't see them anymore, but I feel so bad for my baby brother and they back me up on this and ask me to comfort him as much as possible. But our parents are so mad and they can't see that my brother had his heart crushed. Am I the idiot? Not the idiot. Your brother is a better person than I am because I would be blasting stepdad mother everywhere. I'd call the local news stations and ask if they are interested in a story of parents stealing from their child. I'd tell family, friends, people at church, random strangers on the street, post about it on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, make a YouTube video, everything. Your mother is the worst for letting someone do this to her child. I want to say so many things that would get me permanently banned. Not the idiot. I'd move out with my brother if I were you and cut ties with him. If not now then as soon as feasible. Or if your dad is in the picture still then maybe see if he can step up for you and your brother. They stole your brother's money to buy themselves a vehicle and laughed about it. They are grounding you at the age of 20 because you called them out on it. There is no respect in that house. I wouldn't feel comfortable relying on them for anything. I wouldn't want to go to university when any minute they could renege on whatever fiscal arrangement you guys had made. Also, that isn't a prank. That is a crime. How is this a prank? This is not a prank. They straight up stole his money and bought your mom a car. I wish your brother good luck in his endeavors. Our mom and stepdad just laughed and kissed each other. 75% of the money was your brother's. Your dad needs to deal with this right. Now. I'm amazed your brother was so calm. I would have not been calm. How does your dad have 40% custody? You're an adult and your brother is 17. Just move out and sue them. My daughter, who we'll call Lucy, has been having behavioral problems since her mom and I divorced when she was 7. The divorce was really hard on Lucy, but what made it even worse is that her mom took a job overseas soon after. Now, Lucy sees her mom like once a year and talks to her on the phone maybe once every few months. Adding on to this, I got remarried when she was 10. At first, Lucy was excited to have a new mom. But my new wife and I had kids, and it pushed her acting out to the extreme. Instead of just talking back, she was smoking, skipping class and just hanging out in the bathroom, dating high school guys when she was in middle school, etc. She has been to therapy and on medication, and she has definitely mellowed down, but she still can be extremely difficult to deal with. A few days ago, Lucy sat my wife and I down and told us she was pregnant and she was having her baby. She had been hiding the pregnancy for months, thinking if she could hide it for 16 weeks we couldn't make her get an abortion. This is false information. Our state still allows her to get an abortion at this point in time. She basically told us she is keeping and raising the baby and that the father won't be involved. I was livid. I told her to either abort or put the baby up for adoption. Lucy refused and asked me to support her through this. She said she wanted to own up to her mistake, not just abandon her child. I know Lucy. She is barely responsible for herself, much less another life. And she has implied she expects my wife, who is a full-time mom, to parent her kids so she can continue to enjoy her own. Maybe if my 2 kids were older, it'd be easier, but I don't think it's fair to add this responsibility to my wife who has 2 toddlers to worry about. I'm disappointed in Lucy for lying and for not thinking this through. I have tried to be on her side because of all she's been through, but I think she's going to never learn her lesson and continue to make a mess of her life. I think the best option might be to kick her out and give her a taste of reality so she can get a taste of reality. Would this make me an idiot? Not the idiot. I look forward to my negative karma. Your daughter is a definite idiot, but is legally not allowed to be kicked out. She should be filling for as much support as possible, but you have a legal obligation to take care of her, but only her. If she is making this choice you should hold your ground and state you do not intend to take care of the child as this is her choice, that you will legally support her till she is of age, and then be kicking her out. If you see she is neglecting her child, you yourself can call CPS and have her declared an unfit mother, and they will take the child. She is taking advantage and this is an opportunity on your front to give her the kick on the butt that the rest of the world will at 18. Try to use this as a teaching experience for her. She still needs your help and guidance, now more than ever. You're the idiot, 100%. You're her parent, start acting like it. You said her behavior was bad before this, you knew she was acting out and behaving dangerously. So where the hell were you? Why did you allow these things to happen in the first place? You should have nipped this behavior in the bud ages ago. Yes, she's barely responsible for herself because she's a kid. You're the one responsible for her. But now you want to kick out your pregnant 15-year-old daughter, that's your solution. Of course you're an idiot. She's your child, she did the right thing by sitting you down. Think about why she hid it from you. Not that she hid it from you. What are you doing that's causing her to not trust you with information? How bad are punishments, retaliations? Sure, you could kick her out, but know that you turned your back on your daughter after inadvertently pushing her out for a new wife and children. Proper therapy in the beginning would have helped you both out immensely. You're not responsible for the baby, but you should be accountable for your child. Despite behavior problems and all. About a year ago, my ex-girlfriend, I'll call Anna, was involved in a terrible car accident. She received over 20 injuries, lacerated liver, broken ribs, punctured lung, bruised lung, left foot torn off, just to name a few. She had to be flown to the city to receive treatment. I was devastated to hear her go through this. Despite all the efforts, she was kept on a ventilator, per her parents' wishes, and never woke up. After months of visiting Anna, sitting by her, I was getting drained. Her parents eventually told me, in a very kind way, that she would want me to find someone new, and that I shouldn't let this be the end of my dating career. I am 20 yo. So after a lot of therapy and reaffirming my belief and faith in God, I put myself back out there. I eventually met a new girl who I loved, Katie, and I saw a lot of traits in her that I saw in my ex. A few days ago, May 2, the parents decided to pull her off life support. At first I was extremely upset, but realized Anna would want this to end her suffering and her family's. Katie knew about Anna, and it was no surprise to her I wanted to be there when she was taken off life support. When I got there, I kissed Anna's forehead, ran my hands through her hair, and told her I loved her. After the doctors removed her tube, it was extremely emotional for all the family and me. I kissed her again on her lips and just whispered again, I love you. At the funeral I gave her a eulogy, which Katie attended, and told Anna again, I love you. After the funeral, Katie was angry with me. She asked what I meant when I said I love you, Anna. Then I told her about the kiss, because I felt guilty. Now, Katie is now super pissed at me. She is staying with her parents and said I cheated on her. This was not my intention at all though, I just wanted Anna to know, if she was even conscious, that I loved her and would see her again. The kiss was not romantic or something, it was just a final goodbye. I wanted more than to just touch her hand once last time. Am I the idiot for this? No idiots here. You got into a relationship with Katie when you weren't ready. You aren't wrong to grieve, to love Anna, or to want to kiss her goodbye, but Katie is a person, and her feelings matter too. Becoming her boyfriend was like making a promise you knew you couldn't keep. I wouldn't say you cheated, but the fact that you are basically dating her because she reminds you of your ex, not cool. She deserves to be loved as a whole individual person, and you can't provide that just yet. You're the idiot for the line I saw a lot of the traits in new girl that old girl had. That isn't healthy. New girl isn't a replacement for old girl. She probably feels jealous because that is part of how you see her. You need to get over old girl before dating other people. Now if you had truly been over old girl, then it would just be new girl being taught due to her insecurity. But your description tells me she has something to be insecure about. I'm gonna go no idiots here. If Katie has never lost anyone before, she won't be able to relate to your feelings, and I get her anxiety over having to compete with the memory of a deceased woman. She should have been more understanding, but I get why she is struggling to be. You definitely didn't do anything wrong, you're still grieving. This is a difficult situation, just try to be open about your feelings with your girlfriend and give yourself space to grieve if you need to. I was with my ex-husband, James, for 6.5 years. We first started dating when I was 21, got married, and had 2 children together, who are now nearly 5 and just 4. Around 1.5 years ago our relationship broke down and we separated for a few months before a divorce. Half a year after, James said that he had been dating someone for a few months and wanted to introduce her to the children. Despite the end of our relationship, James has still been as good a father as he ever was. I have primary custody. He has a weekday evening, every other weekend and a couple of weeks in the summer, so I allowed it. When my children came home that weekend, the oldest said that they'd liked playing with Daddy's wife, Lucy, in the garden. I corrected them that she was Daddy's girlfriend, he had been calling her his girlfriend, and they replied that there was a picture of them getting married on the shelf. I was hurt that James had lied about who his girlfriend was, but decided that really it wasn't any of my business, and he probably just wanted to save face. I met Lucy about a month later when dropping the children off. She asked if I could make sure she was added to the pickup list at the children's school, since James nor his mother were able to make it to pick up on their next allotted weekday. I said I'd be happy to do that. We also exchanged numbers so she could contact me about the children. Overall, I thought she was fine, and the children got along well with her. On Monday I had a call from the school office to ask about a call that had been made to them about changes to the parental arrangement for the children. They'd been called up by someone who said they were James' wife and told that I was on the verge of some kind of breakdown, so there was going to be an emergency order to be put in place for full custody effective immediately, meaning that I and my family were to have no contact with the children. The office staff informed her that they couldn't do anything without paperwork and then called me. I'm a member of the PTA and was in the school the Friday before for the PTA meeting and had chatted with this particular member of staff. She thought it best to call as I hadn't seemed on the verge of a breakdown days before. I was livid. I called James that evening to inform him everything I'd been told, and he said he'd ask, but it would be out of Lucy's character to do something like that. I didn't hear anything more from either of them. I decided this morning to take the first step in protecting myself and my children from any foul play by calling the school and having her removed from the pickup list. I'm not sure how, but James and Lucy found out, and my phone has been blowing up with messages from them, both telling me I'm being petty and making a big deal out of nothing. Did I go too far, and should I apologize and have her put back on the list? Not the idiot Jesus, this story took a turn I wasn't expecting. I would say sitting down with them to discuss it might be a good course of action, but I definitely would not reverse your decision before you do so. Definitely protect yourself and your children. Hell, rereading your last part about James and his wife blowing up your phone and calling you petty makes me think that you shouldn't even sit down with him. The wife of James sounds like an absolute nightmare. Honestly, the fact that they didn't contact you right away to get things straightened out makes me think that taking her name off the list was a good idea. Not the idiot. Please seek legal counsel ASAP and make sure to document everything. Record all conversations if you're in a one-party consent state. Obtain whatever documents you can from the school regarding that call. It might be possible to obtain call logs so you can identify the caller. If things can be traced back to his new wife, you might have grounds for a protection order. Ask that attorney that you need. Be careful, I am like 99% certain she will make a fake CP report about you if she hasn't already. I'm a children's therapist and I have seen this behavior before. Document every injury bruise your kids have, make sure you have outlet covers on all the outlets, look into family therapy or individual for your kids, and get a lawyer to help with all the other stuff. Well guys, that's it for today. If you end up enjoying this video, please consider subscribing, and if you missed the last episode on the channel, I'm gonna link it right here. The story is about an OP who suspected his wife of lying and set up a trap for her. Check this out if you haven't, and I'll see you in my next video.